exactly what I mean. I kind of wish I left the camera playing, but yeah, she wasn't gonna be too happy about that. I notice it every single time I start talking about something that goes on the deep end, like this, that either her or somebody from her family interrupts me somehow. And I'm not just talking. There's been a few times that I've meditated my ass off to a point where I can literally feel the entire matrix structure, life structure going around us just busting open. Like, the dogs will start going ape shit, and I notice it. They'll start barking like crazy. And sometimes there'll be some dumbass downstairs honking his horn away. And if none of that works, like if none of that gets me distracted, because that's what used to happen. I used to meditate, I would need silence, dogs would start barking, and I can't focus because they would fucking piss me off. But when I overcome the dogs, and there would have to be somebody downstairs making a lot of noise, and I'm not talking in my house, I'm talking out in the street. I've heard people literally go running and screaming, ah, just making a fucking noise mess to try and get me to get up, stop what I was doing, and go outside and look. And it worked several times. One time, this guy just came out of nowhere and started honking his ass off, and the moment I came outside, he drove off, and I was like, what the fuck? But once you overcome all of those distractions and you keep pushing still, that's when they make your family jump in. I don't know if it's nanos and maybe they're controlling them somehow, or the signal, or whatever the fuck, or maybe they really are some fucking masons. And there was this one time I saw my wife and I could have sworn her face went green, and I was like, what the fuck, you look like a reptile for a minute. She's like, oh, so now I'm a reptile? And I was just like, no, it's just weird, it happened for like a sec. I don't know. But whenever I start meditating hardcore, like I'm telling you, here they'll come upstairs marching in and just be like, hey, what are you doing? Meditating? Oh, cool. And they'll just sit around and not do shit, just sit here. Like, literally. Not even in their fucking cell phones. Half the time these people are in their cell phone. About 90% of the world is just all the fucking time, right? But, and it's not just her, it's her brother, her other brother, shit. Her mom has even called me once on my phone just to be like, hey, could you do? I'm just like, okay, why the fuck right now while I'm busting out? It's strange. But anyways, this is basically all evidence for me. It's evidence. It's just proven that I keep pushing in the right direction. That I'm going the full mile, that I'm gonna bust out. Right now it's been weird for me because shit, part of me wants to comply with my family and my wife and trying to make shit work, right? But hell, today I basically said to her, you know what, if you don't believe me, if you don't think I'm right, just go ahead and say I'm crazy. I'll leave. There's no problem. There's no point in you taking care of a crazy person. But yet she doesn't want to let go of me, right? It's kind of weird. Those of you having the same problem, if your partner doesn't support you, doesn't come to understand, and I mean, even after you've proven that you could stare at the sun and you're not going blind, then it's just basically either they're being mind controlled, they're being manipulated, or they're not there for you. I don't know. But whatever you do, don't doubt yourself. Anything you lose, anything that'll basically get you sidetracked and pissed off, that's what it's there for. It's to get you sidetracked and pissed off. So back off of it. Don't worry about it. I told her I was getting pissed off because I was like, well, damn. Why am I supposed to doubt everything I've learned and seen over the past 4 years and believe the opposite. Yeah, she forced that on me and was like, well, you could doubt. And I'm like, fuck you, I'm not gonna doubt. I mean, I didn't say fuck you to her, but I was like, no. I doubted once already, and that took me a good 6 months to figure out that was bullshit. So, hell no. And I kept pushing her. I was like, well, shit, why do you want me to doubt so much? Do you prefer me to say that I'm gone crazy and I'd rather go back to the normal life? Because I told her, I'm not. I'm not ever fucking going back. One of my favorite songs from Sublime, which was one of my favorite musician bands, rest in peace, Bradley Noel, you were probably a blood sacrifice. Or you started to know too much and you didn't want to give in, that's why they killed your ass. But anyways, there was a song, I think it's 40 Ounce to Freedom, where at the end he's just repeating, Judge knows I ain't going back. Judge knows there ain't no way I'm going back. And I used to think of it while I was leaving the US. I was like, yup, that's the song I'm going to be singing while I'm leaving the US. I'm not going back. I don't plan on it. Fuck it. Sorry to say it like this, but fuck the US. I mean that. I wouldn't want to go back. I'd already lived out there. I know what it's like to live a bullshit lie, and I'd rather be out here in Mexico where at least I know the fool selling me plants is literally pulling that out of the ground and he's selling it to me cheap, so I ain't worried about going back that way. But now I realize I ain't going back I'm not going back into normality. I'm not slipping back down that fucking slippery slope. Forget that. I was already out there. I know what it was like to have all this stress and responsibility bullshit. I mean, it's just bullshit. It's all it is. You really have to go to work? You don't have to eat. You don't have to put food on the table if you just sit there and sun gaze. And even if you did have to eat, the big lady upstairs will take care of you. She's taken care of me all this time. It's been 4 years of me dibble-dabbing here and there and just falling off, getting back on, doing everything that I gotta do to basically get where I'm at. I know the end's on its way now. This is 21. It's the 21 Jump Street, man. We gotta jump from here. This is month 13th. This isn't even fucking 2021. For all y'all know, we're at the year 2121. Coming close to the end. I can feel it. I get desperate because I want to break out. I just want to rip open and be like, you know what? Fuck everybody. I gotta do what I gotta do. Boom. Go do it. Come back. But a part of me is like, I know Grimm doesn't want anything bad to happen to everybody else. I don't either. I mean, humanity really doesn't deserve it. But at the same time, I don't know if anybody here's ever written the full comic of Spawn. But at the end of it, literally at the end of Spawn, humanity basically went through the hell that it had to. It went through it. Half of the world went to hell, half of the world went to heaven. But being in heaven's army and being in hell's army was the same fucking thing. It's a load of bullshit. Basically, the comic told you the truth. The devil and God are some dumbasses who are the same level, same power, and they're going to fight each other till the end of the world. And they're going to take everybody with them. And God's mother in the comic book, was the one who gave Spawn the almighty power to rebuild everything, restart everything. And basically what happens is this. Everybody goes to hell the way they're supposed to. Except for us, the Spawn. We get to fight, we get to see everything that's going to happen. And once everything finally comes to its climax and end, we bring everybody back on a whole new world where they're all going to be free. They're all going to be able to see what happened. But the thing is, in Spawn, they bring them all back remembering everything that happened, everything they ever did. And it becomes a weight on their shoulders. Because they realize if they weren't good people, that was some horrible shit that happened. And Spawn saved them. And they're thankful for it, so they started to change their ways. Everybody started to evolve. Everybody started to become something greater than what they were already. That's kind of what I wish I could do. I mean, I know it sounds a little bad because, you know, people are going to have to suffer and go through a lot of shit. But hey, I've always felt like sometimes people deserve it. We have a choice. I've always had a choice to be good or bad. And I choose not to be bad. I choose to do what I desire, but as long as I don't hurt somebody else. I've always done it that way. Well, not always. There was a time I wasn't like that. But now I look back on things and I see people and I see how they act and what they do and everything, and I'm just like, they already saw what was the outcome. They've already tasted karma. And yet, they want more? The fuck's wrong with them? But that's kind of why I want that side of me, you know? I want to be able to say, you know what? Fuck the world. Boom. Let it feel what it has to feel. And as soon as everything's over, bring them back. But let them remember what the fuck they felt. Because that's what they're gonna have to go back through if they don't fucking straighten out this time, you know? But whatever. Don't ever lose hope. Don't lose focus. Hold on tight to your balls. Hold on tight to you. You got what it takes. That's all it is.